What I wanted to ask was, okay, you corrected saying that you hope that solos are going to pop a little bit more. If I were to make the assumption, I think that it will because of the rewards that are coming out that they've already announced for this season. What they with that in conjunction with how many games you need to at least play in order to make top three or even gold. So a lot of people don't go for top three, they just want to get the gold flair. How do you perceive, or what do you think the games are going to be like, especially with the balancing? Like, for example, as we spoke about yesterday, my the 2 seasons that I got my decos, which is clearly all that I want. I don't really care about the gold flare and whatnot. I went as a healer first season, and the second season, I went as a juggernaut. So now that pretty much the balancing for the healers, at least the healer that I main, as well as my DPS. So now I got to go to another DPS or another healer that I might not be as proficient on in order to get the rewards. How do you think that's going to play on the games, though? The quality of the games.
Well, I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about people actually staying around and playing. Every beginning of the season, there's a lot of people that will play, and then once they get what they want, then they leave and they don't queue anymore. Sometimes majority of them don't even renew their sub, and they only come back when the season's over. There's a lot of players like that, but I don't know. I feel like 200 is a lot of games, and 100 is a lot of games. Obviously, get 100 wins, you're probably going to go 1-1. That's the way the system is intended. It's supposed to make you go 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at roughly 200 games if you're neither lucky or unlucky.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's quite a bit of games. However, you could probably get that done in like a month or two. Obviously, you have more characters, and then it's going to take you a lot longer, but I just hope that it'll keep the longevity there, but at the same time, it's also trying to deter those players that don't want to play that much. For example, a lot of my golds that I've obtained before season, or not before, but after like season 4, have all been like under 20 to like 10 games. Like, that's not very many games. I just went in there and did my placements, maybe did a couple games afterwards. Bam, I'm cold. I don't have to play on that character for the rest of the season unless I want to push higher. It's nice that they're doing that, but at the same time, I don't think the population is what it used to be. Like in season 3, season 4, I played 100 games easy just because there were so many games, they're so fast, and most of them were pretty good. There's just a bigger population, a completely different community for PvP at that time compared to what we have now. For the best part, I think you can be hopeful, and with the mass amount of games that you're most likely going to be required, is hopefully going to make the elo system work. So, those people that are hovering around 800, 900 to 1,000, maybe it'll be paired more often with each other, rather than the people that are like sitting 1,400, 1,500, 1,600. Maybe the elo system will actually work and pair people correctly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking more so because, coming from another competitive game where you are paired as best as you can with the elo, they try to do that as best as possible, but it is a much more populated game, so I think the matchmaking is a lot easier with respect to that particular game versus this game. I think that's one of the things is, especially for someone like me who is, I guess, is there a way to say casually ranked player? It does make me kind of nervous that if I do have people that are extremely beyond my capabilities on a team with me, it is an arena style. So, everybody needs to do or focus up to do what they need to do. Otherwise, if one person goes down or even, two, it's really hard to win the team or win the game. Not to mention if they have a healer and you don't, or they have a tank and you don't, or that. I'm just curious how, especially someone who wants to go back in there to get the rewards, what am I going to be facing? Like, what can I anticipate? I guess because it's kind of making me nervous, especially because I can't go in on some classes that I feel comfortable on.
Well, I mean, I think we're all just more worried about the ability to even get into a game this season. That's the thing that Cease is trying to reinforce. Like, as he said, there's going to be quite a few people at the start, but we just don't know if it's going to last all season.
I think the tryhards are definitely going to be there. I mean, the ones that are going
try hard. It's called competitive.
well, yeah, but I'm talking
competitive.
Tryhard competitive. I mean, the ones that are actually going for top 3.
I don't
and
think
whatnot.
there's any of those players left in the game.
Oh, really?
There's competitive players, but tryhards is not really.
Hmm.
And you count yourself as a tryhard?
No. I did. I would play mercenary, operative, and sorcerer, but I don't. So.
There you go.
Play whatever is fun. As for what you're talking about, healer or tank not being on another team, but you have one vice versa, that's a regs only issue. If you have that in solo ranked, somebody is taking the bite of 15-minute lockout, and it's really suspicious when people do this. Sometimes it's an accident, but not all the time is it an accident. And when you see suspicious activity like that, it's really important to, take down names. Just try to remember who's doing it, and like if it's coincidence that a certain tank is constantly going up, either against a clueless tank or somebody that seems like they're intentionally throwing for this specific person, like this person always 100% wins against this other person. Sometimes one player is better than the other, but when you know that person's good, and they just suddenly play like poop against this other person, or let's say you get a tank and the enemy team doesn't have a tank at all, and they get 4 DPS, there's something weird going on there, but it's going to be harder for them to do that. They used to be able to do that a lot easier before, but now you get a 15-minute lockout for that character. Obviously, people still have alts, but hopefully they'll push that to account-wide instead of just, character-wide. But as for what you want to do, I would say personally to just remove placement matches. If they would just do that, then you wouldn't have to worry about getting placed with somebody that's already got decent rating, is a decent player, and has already been playing quite a few games. Because unless you play on the first day initially and get your placements done, you're going to be placed with random people all the time. If you get a couple wins, you're going to then get placed with better players, and then you're going to lose. And then it's just going to keep doing that until you finish your placements. It'll put you with good people if you're winning. Put you with, lesser people if you're not winning. It's just kind of how it works. It will put you up there high if you win all of your placements, or majority of them. So the best thing is to do is just get out of placements, and then see from there
who you're going against or who you're with.
No, you don't. You don't get to see any of that. That's RNG. The thing is, you just need to get out of your placements sooner so you don't get such a broad spectrum of players. Like, you'll have more even matches after you get out of your placements. Matches will be all over during the placements because you don't technically have a set rating. They just look at your win-loss ratio and they pair you.
No, I get what you're saying, and that's the only way that they can place you. I mean, it is by your win and loss ratio in your 10
When
games.
you're 0-0, it's 1200. If they just started people at 1200 rating, then there's no placements, and you're either going down immediately or you're going up immediately.
Oh, gotcha. I see what
One
you're
or the
saying.
other. But instead, when you're in placements, you either go way up or you go way down. You go way up and way down. It's weird in placements. You gain and lose a lot of elo, and it definitely doesn't seem to match very well. Like, they don't know how, since you don't have a set elo, they don't know how to seemingly put you on a correct team.
Well, I mean, that's how it always is.
Motivation to do it.
It's always like that through placements, though. They're trying to find out what's your supposed ability level. I mean, that's the only way.
Well, if the population in the game doesn't really support it.
I would agree with that because there isn't a huge population, I suppose, with it. I mean, if you started all at 12, everybody play, and then you just up gain and or lose accordingly. Um, but I think at that same by the same token of that, I just kind of feel like it. Then let's just say that you're a very good player, right? And you get paired up with other people that, like me, for example, that are not as good, and I'm at 1200 too. I mean, I could cause for you to have a loss, which is going
But
to
at the
draw.
same time, you'll be going against people like you, so chances are they will have a higher chance of winning. If they win, then they go up.
Hmm.
Then it's less chance they have to deal with you again. And if they do, they have,
No, but I'm
arguably
saying,
a
what if they
chance to
lost?
do it again.
I'm saying, what if they lost because I'm on there,
Okay,
right?
then they lose, and then they get you again, and then they have another chance of winning with you, and
Mm.
rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. They're gonna have a better chance of winning because you guys are not on the same skill level. Majority of the time, you rarely see somebody that's really good sitting down at 900. Usually, the people that are sitting at 900 either play a lot of games and don't care, or are very inconsistent players.
Mm.
It's one or the other.
I see. Hmm.
It's not too common that you see, actual good players low rated. Sometimes it happens. Most of the time, it doesn't. Some of the classes, some of them might be good, but the class might be, weak against other classes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you see that. Like if you played Assassin, like last season, for example, and you played it as DPS, you're probably going to be low even if you're a good player, just because the class is so easily killed and so easily dealt with.
Now, what is your suggestion for people who are wanting to not necessarily get into rank, but want to go in and get placed? Would you say that it's better to get placed right away, like now at the beginning of the season, when everybody's just queuing and really doesn't care because it's the beginning, so they're just getting their placements done and then they start working
I would
towards?
play now.
Okay.
You can play later, however, you're gonna potentially be, like if you go a couple of wins, you might be paired with like someone that's 1400 or above, thinking that you might be able to be placed in that bracket.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are, then that's good for you. You can always do it later if you're confident, but
Mm-hmm.
it'd probably be better to just do it early because everybody's elo is just everywhere. Everybody's just, it's just a mess at the moment, and eventually we'll get past that. But as long as you're like new players and people constantly playing their placement games, can then kind of start working on a bracket once people actually have a rating.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that requires a lot of people to play the same character, which is why the games, the requirement for, like 25 for bronze, 50 for silver, 100 for gold, 200 for top 3, that kind of incentivizes playing one character. So if you play that character enough, obviously you're gonna have your elo bracket eventually once you get bronze, silver, gold tier amount of wins, and then from there, hopefully it can kind of match you appropriately. So it's quite a bit of games. Another thing with solos is a huge problem. It's always been a problem, is class stacking. So when you queue up and your team is 4 different classes that don't synergize really well because they're all different classes and they all play different roles, even though sometimes they can synergize well. It's not all the time. Sometimes it's better that way, sometimes it's not. But let's say you have 4 different classes and you go against like 4 operatives, for example. Your team is most likely going to lose because not only can they do a lot of damage, they can heal a lot and they can resist a lot. And they all have access to stealth and the ability to run away, which makes it really hard. And they could all open up from stealth, sap the rest of your team, and nuke one of your players without much, repercussions. That's not what makes that class stacking overpowered. It's just all the classes synergize really well with each other. So like PT is good with another PT because double carb is super good. Same thing goes for pretty much operatives because leg slice. Instead of having to CC somebody, you can quite literally just root them and they can't turn their camera. So it's free backstabs and stuff like that. But obviously across hotting each other deals over time. That does a lot. But basically that's one example, but obviously going against like 4 juggernauts or 4 mercenaries, it's not so easy to go against those. Just class stacking as a whole, I feel like shouldn't happen, and they should put a limit, like maybe 2 at most, of the same class, so you don't have to run into such unfair matches. Even if like the skills of each player is the same, it's still very hard for you to take out 4 mercenaries, just because the amount of damage they can do, and the fact that you have 4 nets to deal with, and just the amount of damage they can take. They can do a lot of healing. I hope that at least gets acknowledged, and I hope that they at least stop it. Let's say majority of the queue is operative, whatever. Extend the queue times for operative players to try to make each match only have like 1 or 2 operatives on each team at maximum. So it really kills the fun. When you're queuing up as like a juggernaut and you're going against 4 operatives, you literally have no chance at all. You're just gonna die. And the rest of your team's probably gonna die too.
Yeah, I was watching some solos with some operatives, and I was like, holy moly, because there was a couple of them on the same team, and it was so funny. They were stealthing out, and then it's kind of interesting. It actually went into to acid. It took that long. So I'll, for some of you guys who are wanting to get into ranked or to start queuing, now apparently is the time to do it. Do it now, the beginning of the season. Also, if you do not know what some of the rewards are going to be, they are bringing out, and I guess the only way I can refer to it is what? The imitation Furious Sabers? Replica, yeah, is that what they referred it as? Replica?
Yes.
Furious Sabers, and they are beautiful. You see Cease using his Furious Sabers all the time. It's a beautiful saber, to be honest. Just the visual on it, the effects on it. So that's what's going to be rewards that you can purchase at the end of this season. So I'm going to suspect that just because of that reward, there's going to be more people queuing more than ever just to get the comms. I wonder, it'd be interesting if we start to see the farmers, like remember the mat farmers? I wonder if there's going to be any of those coming back.
Okay, so we don't really have anything that you can map farm, unfortunately. I think they might eventually introduce golden augments, and that's where they could potentially be like, hey, let's add materials into ranked again. Maybe that'll give incentives. Like, yes, at one point it does annoy some of the better players because they're like, oh man, I don't want to deal with mat farmers or whatever, but overall it helps the population, and I feel like it should be part of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing goes for like group ranked. Well, yes, it's annoying to go against mat farmers when you're just trying to go against another good team. Sure. Rarely do you get to go against another good team all the time like that. It's very uncommon. There's not very many teams left in the game, and most of them are in EU.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to do that, let's say there's no mat farmers anymore. They're not really going to want to go against each other anymore because there's almost no point. It's like, oh, somebody's going to gain a lot of rating from us, and we're just going to go right into the dirt because we don't have anything else to fight, and if we're not going head to head to them or with them, then nobody's getting anywhere except for like one person's going down, the other one's going up. It's kind of silly, and a lot of people just don't want to queue like that. I don't know why, but the population is really small, and I think the initial thing to do is try to improve the population first. So like if there's map farming, then there's people that are putting up random groups together to go against like another random group to get their materials. It's worth it for them to do that. Obviously, I don't like the 50 matches, 50 losses in a row. Like that's absurd. That should not be a thing. So if they do bring it back, don't do that. That is not cool. Nobody wants to spend 50 matches of losses just to get like 5 mil. That is not worth it. But basically, if net farming is back, you have those teams, and then you have the teams that kind of know what they're doing, that haven't really played much group ranked, and they want to jump in and farm those people that are just farming mats. and they get rating for that. They'll get rewards for that. They'll also make their money as they're winning more than they're losing. And then the good teams that have probably been playing for seasons and seasons that hop on and they see that it's popping. They're like, hell yeah, I want to play. That's my favorite game mode. And they play and they go against map farmers and they go against the better teams that have already farmed the map farmers. And like the cycle just keeps going. Like better players will always have somebody to fight, and the lower tier players will have somebody better and somebody worse to fight, so they can go back and forth. And while the map farmers are happy all around because they're getting games.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will tell you, like the first time that I placed back in season, what is it, 10? Yeah, 10. 9.
8 or 9.
No, 9, 10. What was the last? We're in season 12?
Not 11. 11 was the most recent, and then one was
11.
10 before
Yeah,
that.
so 9 and 10.
9
Yeah, I
before that.
guess. 9 and 10. Yeah, the first season it was map farmers on Satil Sean, and I saw someone saying, "Oh, hey," and I thought, "Okay, I'll do it."
Season 10 wasn't much map farmers. It was
No, season 9
and season 8. Season
No,
8 and
I
9
know.
were
Season the
biggest.
first season I did it was season 9, and I got to tell you, I was surprised. I was like, "Oh, I'm not that good. Blah 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 blah." They're like, "We don't care, and I'm like, "Ooh, no pressure, right?" And I actually did my placements and placed in bronze, and I was like, "Yes, hallelujah, praise the Lord! I can get my decos," and that's pretty much all I wanted, so I could get out of queue. But anyways, okay, so enough about ranked.
Actually, before we get off ranked, I was actually wanting to ask Cease, what do you think would be a good way to incentivize people to play ranked? Because this is also kind of an issue with Destiny 2's comp, is people really only go in there for the rewards. They get the rewards and then they leave. And no offense to anyone who does that, right? But that's not what you should be playing ranked for. The purpose of ranked is, to play against better players and get better, right? That's the whole point. So I don't know if the rewards are what's keeping people coming back, but I honestly don't know if it's something that should still be there, to be honest. I just don't know.
Well, see, the best way, I think, to explain this is that regions like EU and just pretty much any region except for NA at the moment are competitive. I wouldn't say NA is very competitive, and that's very unfortunate. It's been a frustration for quite a while, but since people are going into ranked or competitive, or at least quote unquote competitive, it might as well just be renamed reward gameplay. And people are just going in there for rewards rather than actually trying to play and enjoy and compete and see who's better. I think the problem is that most of the games for NA are catering to like, oh, you can't be a loser. Everybody wins. Everybody is all winners. There's no losing allowed. You're the literal god amongst men, and every game you ever play, losing is not an option. Even if you're a casual, you're the best at the fucking game, no matter what. And a lot of games are like that. Obviously, Dark Souls is not like that, and I think that's why a lot of people are liking those games, because they're like, hey, we're actually hard, and we don't cater to the bullshit of people playing casually, or they actually make things hard, and it's really rewarding when you actually beat something that's hard or compete against somebody that's actually good, and you're like, oh man, I actually won. That was a really good match, and you want to do it again because that was competitive and it was fun, and the competitiveness is what drives the community because it's fun. And I feel like the competitive drive has just been kind of destroyed in NA, and totally sucks. Obviously, there are competitive games in NA. Me personally, I don't enjoy most of them because most of the games that apparently NA likes for competitiveness, like Fortnite and stuff, I don't like that. I know a lot of people also don't like that. So it's definitely a weird topic, but I think if they were to remove rewards from solo ranked as a whole and just leave that as like a training ground or whatever. Hold on.
Yeah, like Kai suggested before, he actually did recommend they just remove all rewards from solo ranked, and I'm starting to see why.
Yeah, I mean, like it's always been a really weird situation in solo ranked because they can't balance it. Solo ranked, if you want, we don't have the community or the population to constantly make 10 kill pops all the time, which would be the ideal balance for ranked PvP. So you're seeing like 4 DPS matches, and three classes are really good at that is offhand classes. Mercenary, Operative, and Sorcerer. Those are all really good classes at it. And like the Outliners is Assassin because it can, stealth just like Operative. So pretty much the rest of the classes are kind of good, but at the same time they're just not as good. Marauder would be another one, but Marauder doesn't have combat stealth. It has, or out of combat stuff. It has a combat stealth, so when you stealth, you're not actually getting out of combat until you go far enough to get out of combat. So it's definitely weird. There's no way to really balance that, and I don't think they ever will. So if they just removed rewards from it and just gave incentive for everybody to queue, because then you can get tank heal games, you can enjoy those. If we had just more options for what we could queue, that would be nice, so people would have more practice. Like, let's say we only want to play tank heal solo ranked, or not really solo ranked, I guess it would just be arenas, tank heal arenas. So you can get practice for group ranked. You could probably find people there that you want to play with for group ranked, because hey, we have synergy, we seem to be knowing what we're doing, and you kind of just, work well with me. You could find people to go and play group ranked with, which would be great. And if they left everything to group ranked for rewards and whatnot, then that would incentivize playing group ranked, because if anybody actually wants rewards, they're playing group ranked. I feel like that would just burst the population a lot more. And then people would also have a place to farm and learn, because arenas is a lot different than AV8s.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then, obviously, solos is also a lot different than
Arena. Res.
group ranked. So that's only because tank and heals. You have to learn how to play against a healer, and you also have to learn how to play against a tank, a good tank, a tank that's going to guard swap every time you get somebody low, somebody that's going to taunt you, somebody that's going to CC you, do anything they can to stop you from having your way. You're going to have to deal with that. A lot of people don't do good enough DPS, let alone do good DPS while there's a good tank on them, stopping them from doing what they want to do. So that's another learning curve that takes some time, but you can definitely do it, and it makes it much more rewarding once you've actually learned and you can consistently play. Another problem currently is obviously 200 wins in group ranked / 400 games. I don't think anybody is going to get top 3 in group ranked unless something happens to promote group ranked play. Like, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't either, to be honest. I mean, let's say they do remove all the rewards from solo ranked. I honestly think that would just give everyone enough incentive to just move to group ranked. I honestly think that'd be enough. But I don't think they'll do that.
I also don't know if there's the population. I mean, in other games where there is like let's say a jungler, a top laner, a mid laner, a bottom laner, or in a support role, there's 5 specific, let's say, roles, right? And it's way different. I don't think there's the population here to say, okay, there is enough tanks in queue, or there is enough healers, or.
I mean, this is hypothetical, obviously. If they remove the rewards from solo ranked, the people who want those rewards are forced to go into group ranked, and that means regardless of whether they have a full group or not, they're going to have to queue for group ranked.
Yeah.
So, I feel like the population would just shift. Solo ranked might be dead for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it would just have a lot less people in it, but the people that do go in there are probably just trying to test some stuff, right? And then all the competitive guys, or the guys trying to get the rewards, are obviously in group ranked. It would just shift the population from one playlist to another, essentially.
True. I understand that, but by the same token, I'm thinking, and yeah, let's just say you want to get in a group. How do you go about getting in a group?
Well, I mean, this is an MMO. You have friends. Be
Yeah,
like, hey, do you
that's
want to
true.
get these things?
Well,
I
you could
guess.
play
Let's just
solo
go try it.
ranked, see people that you like or you synergize with, and play with them.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. I mean, and that's one of the things that I was saying, like, because I do want my decos. Everybody knows I want my decos, and this season I really would like to go for the sabers. But by the same token, it makes me incredibly nervous. Where I was nervous first season, but then bam, I got placed in bronze. I was like, yes, got my decos like super quick. After 10 matches, I think I played 11. And then I said, okay, I'm not screwing up the queue. As C says, Can you please not queue? You're gonna fuck up my queue.
No, it's not related to group ranked.
No, this was solo ranked. I never played group ranked, but I kind of waited a whole season until do it again the following season, and that one I did actually just queue up to get it, and it took me more than 10 matches. But anyways, what was I gonna say? Is there any other topics that you'd like to touch upon on Swarter? Because I know that. Yeah, go ahead then.
Last season, not a single person got 100 wins qualified for top 96. So, if this was implemented last season, no group rank top 3s would be given out. There would be a handful top 3 silver players that would get rewarded if we were to still give top 3 even though they didn't qualify for gold or actually qualify for top 3. So theoretically, if the system was implemented last season, there would be no top 3s, there would only be a handful of silvers from group rank, and that'd be it. There would probably be barely any bronze, just because most people that actually did qualify were within the 25 game limit, which is kind of silly. There was quite a few that were in the silver limit, but not too many. The season before that, there would actually be a couple top 3s, because there was only a handful of people that actually played 200 wins in the total of group ranked, which is interesting to say at the least. I don't really know if they're going to change it for group ranked, make it less games requirement, because there's not as many games going for group ranked, but who knows. Like we said before, I think they might introduce gold logs, and if they do, they tie that into ranked PvP, I think that would be really good to bring back map farming, give them a population burst, and hopefully we'll see more. But who knows? There's a lot of balancing issues going in if you're going to play solo ranked or group ranked. So if you're new to it, just be aware. There are some things that are much, much stronger than other things. So I would kind of just be wary of that and not get too upset because things are kind of imbalanced at the moment. Hopefully they'll do something about it and fix it, but it took them a really long time to adjust Mercenary, and they still didn't even, properly adjust it, if you ask me. So we have no idea if anything's actually going to get changed.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. I was gonna say, hopefully they do something with my sword killers. Damn it, do it.
Or just healing in general.
Yeah, healing in general, but
we're also
specifically
supposed to
sword
get a
kills.
PTS, but they never talked about it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
This PTS is supposed to come in December. They posted about it, and then here it is. We're halfway in. No, not halfway, but we're pushing to halfway into December, and where's the PTS? It's
Not even up before
no
Christmas.
comment about it.
Yeah, we're
I
halfway
think
through.
they're
December.
slowly ditching the idea, to be honest. Either that or it's getting pushed all the way till January, if I had to guess.
Which
No,
it's
it
the
is holiday
holidays.
season. Exactly.
It's the holidays, so I mean, I don't really honestly think that a lot of people are going to be. I don't think that the PTS would get a lot of.
I mean, I would be playing it for sure.
I understand you would, but a lot of other people wouldn't because of the holidays.
Well, think of it this way: is that if you got into the PTS, you can then gear up anything you wanted to. So before you actually spent, thousands and thousands of tech fragments, you could actually try it on the PTS and then say, "Hey, this is garbage. I don't want this." So
No,
you don't waste it on the main game. Like that
No.
would be a really good
I
thing
understand that.
to spirit.
I don't think that I'm not saying that that's a bad idea. What I'm saying is I think that it might be pushed because of the holiday season. I think that even if the PTS was released right here during the holiday season, I just don't think you're going to have the population. I mean, that was kind of what happened this past PTS. There really wasn't a huge population. I would say that the majority of the population was raiders, to be honest, going out and testing out the new Duxin and, seeing what their damage could do on the older raids. I don't think there was a lot of PvP going on.
There was fundamental game mechanics like global cooldowns not working, so that's going to trigger all PvPers and make them not want to play. That was a game-breaking bug that they took forever to fix on the PTS.
Yeah.
So that really made people just not want to play PTS because they think it's just gonna be a buggy mess. I don't want to play.
Well, that's where you're supposed to find all the bugs, but again, I would suspect that it has a lot to do with it being the holidays. I mean, people are, even work-wise, they're just looking for holidays, you know? I mean, there isn't a lot of...
I mean, I don't know. I honestly think during the holiday season, it's kind of like midway through the holiday season, people start getting on more because they do have that time off, right? Let's say after Christmas, I would say that's probably about the time people are going to start getting on again. Obviously, before Christmas and on Christmas, it's going to be really, really chaotic for people. They're going to be busy. Same thing for New Year's, right? But there is still some of that in-between time where people have some free time, so... I think there would be more people on this PTS if they got it up and running before Christmas, but since I don't think that's going to happen, I'm thinking it's honestly just going to be in January.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We don't know.
But who knows?
There's a stream tomorrow for Star Wars. I don't know if you guys are aware, but there is going to be one tomorrow, and maybe they'll talk to us about it then.
Yeah. So
we can hope.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll hear about that. So, let me think. I know that, what was I going to say? I know that with regard to, there are certain bugs too still in the game, so I know that hopefully they can start getting those looked at as well. C's had a really interesting bug yesterday with his new outfit. But it works.
Outfit's not working? What's the point of playing this game if I can't be a space Barbie?
Exactly. It's actually the outfit he's wearing currently, the headpiece.
And
that was crazy.
Flap there.
It's the new one.
Furious Gladiator armor. I got really confused when I saw that while I was patching. I was like, wait a minute. They're not actually selling like ranked armor or anything, right? And I just no, it's just some cartel market garbage.
The mask goes up when you're out of combat, but the moment that you bring out your gun, the mask actually drops down. It's a pretty nice looking mask, but it wasn't working yesterday.
It drops down. What do you mean?
Here, you'll have to look at his.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But that flap, that little mask flap, wasn't there at all. So I just looked like a mummy with solar panels on my head.
Oh, that's that's what you wanted to be in this game, right? That's what you were trying to roleplay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Bioware just knows what you want. That's why they
he put in a ticket. I'm like, you should put a ticket in.
I didn't put a ticket. I put a bug report.
Or yeah, I said you should put in a thing for it, and it was like, because you're spending like $25 on it, $26 on it. Something. I mean,
it's still bugged. Like if you were trying to buy this and put this on your character right now, it won't show up right away, but after a while, eventually it shows up. I don't know why. It's like the first 30 minutes you're not allowed to see it, and then after 30 minutes are up, you can see it. Yes. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. He's like, it's not working. Look at this. I'm like, well, you better put in a thing on it because it costs. It's not a cheap outfit by all means. Not to mention, it's people want it for not only for its look, but they want it for the mask look. When you are in combat. I mean. That's the best part of it. Anyways, so is there any other subjects that we want to talk about with regard to SWTOR or any other games? That
I don't think so, actually. I think we kind of exhausted the ones for Star Wars. I mean, let's be honest. This is the one that the three of us can actually connect on. Considering, I mean, I don't really play it that much, right? But you two obviously do. And I've had some experience playing it with you two. And I think it's probably just a good thing for this one to wrap up on Star Wars, to be honest. Just so we kind of have a good topic for when we come back next year. I can't believe I'm saying that. Next year. We're going to be back next year, boys.
Is there any, do you know of any games that are coming out like this Christmas season, or have they all come out already?
What, you want like a
few,
top
actually.
10 recommended games you want for Christmas?
Well, I want to give a link in chat, actually. Sukasa sent me a link, so I'm going to go ahead and send this to you guys. This is, I guess they're having a 77% off on the BioShock, the collection. I don't know what it is, to be honest, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the link for it. He was like, in case anybody wants it, it's like I think $13 or something, under what is it? $13.84.
1384.
Yeah. So I don't know anything about this game, so I mean, don't ask me. But...
I mean, from what I know, BioShock is a story-driven FPS, and apparently it's a pretty good one, so that's nice. Yeah. I haven't heard much about the remasters. The little bit I did see was there were some bugs in it, but I would hope at this point that they're fixed, right? I don't know.
Usually when things are remastered, yes. But there is the link if you want to take a look at it. He was like, I don't know if you want to let them know. They do daily game discounts. Today is the entire... Gotcha. Okay. Ooh, hi, Sukasa. Thank you for that link. He sent that to me earlier. Wanted to know if I wanted to share it with all the gamers. So there you go. For under $14.
I guess if you want to check every day, there's going to be a new deal. So just keep that link in mind, I guess.
But for $14, you get the entire collection, Sukasa. So like...
Yep.
So if like tomorrow you might get it for just like number 1, you'd get it for $5 or something like that. Is that, or
no? Okay, so what would happen is after this deal ends, right, in 18 hours, there would be a new game on sale, and it would be a different deal.
Oh,
that's what I'm guessing is happening.
Oh, I see.
So let's say
for Far Cry.
Yeah, let's say it's for Far Cry or Tomb Raider, whatever you want. It might be up here. I don't know. It seems to be random so far, if what Tsukasa's saying is to be believed.
Wait, what is BioShock? Is it a game developer or a game?
It's a game series. It's a game trilogy.
Oh, game trilogy. Oh, okay. Huh, interesting. It's a $60 bundle for $13. Okay, well, there you go. If that is something, what would you guys say? Do you think it's a game that I would like or no?
Be a game you would buy and not play, I think.
A game I'd buy and not play. Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too.
We know I have a lot of those. I mean, I have a lot of games. I'm going to be downloading Dragon Age to play with Aramel, my little cutie patootie.
Nice.
My allergy sinus twin. We had a long conversation yesterday about allergies during this season and whatnot. Etc.
I honestly was hoping you would have an hour-long conversation of how amazing Dragon Age is, but I guess we'll figure that out once you play Dragon Age.
I know once I have the Origins, but I guess I need to just buy the thing for Origin again. I guess it's expired, so, and then I could have access to the other Dragon Age ones. But I mean, it's so funny in Steam. I love how they tell you how many hours you've played. I played Dragon Age Origins for 4 hours, and that was it. That pretty much goes for a lot of my games.
Lost in the starter area.
Pretty much. That's pretty much like a lot of games. It's very. I don't know. I find myself hard pressed to find a game that actually just captivates me, and I haven't come across one. I enjoy some, but I don't know. I'm pretty picky about certain things, I guess. I don't know. But hopefully my allergies and everything get better so I can play these FPSs so I'm not nauseous all the time.
So you, we're asking about, what do you call it? Upcoming games, yes, basically. So I'm pretty sure Phantasy Star Online 2 is still coming for
that's right, I
year.
totally forgot about that. That's gonna be sick.
I'm pretty excited for that. There's a lot of other MMORPGs that are actually coming out. I didn't look too much in it, but there is quite a few that are coming. And also another thing that I am excited for is that recently I've been playing ESO, but apparently they're bringing in Skyrim to ESO, which is, I don't know, that's going to be interesting. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of people played Skyrim. ESO was on.
Skyrim. Sorry, go ahead.
Was on sale for like what, $20 or what was
Under
it?
Under $20, yeah, for the whole, yeah.
So you'd get the game and the expansion. It was nice. That's when I got it. I got into it. It is a pretty fun game so far. So I'm definitely excited for that. I think that comes like sometime in January, or we get like more information. But there's definitely a lot of good things coming out. If you're definitely looking for a new game, you should try to look at things, especially Phantasy Star Online. If you guys have ever played that game,
I have.
I would imagine it's going to be really good. I remember playing it when I was a little bit younger. It was amazing.
Now, let's go back to this because I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Skyrim. I did not play it, but I watched people
What?
play it.
What?
I,
Okay, so
I
you gotta
told you,
have
League of
Nami play
Legends, World of
Skyrim.
Warcraft, Star Wars, that for the most part. Everything else under 10 hours probably. So when you say that it's coming out in January, is it an expansion or is it for the sub?
It's the ending. It's the ending of the Elsewhere expansion.
Oh, so it's going to be a expand like a DLC you have to pay for?
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, okay. Because I know when you
It
sub to
Wouldn't
it,
cost too much,
yeah. I hope not.
but I assume that's going to push into maybe the next expansion that they're gonna do. I don't know. We don't have enough information for it yet, but
Well, it's coming soon.
you know, at the very least, you know, Skyrim is obviously with all the mods gets pretty crazy. At the same time, ESO, like if you're looking for an RPG, it's pretty similar. And if they're gonna bring Skyrim actually into it, it actually seems like it'd be really cool. Obviously, you don't have the same mods on ESO, but if really Nami spent some time on there, she would actually get the experience of ESO, but not ESO, but Skyrim. But
What's the
I
point of
think
playing
This
the
Skyrim
mod
without
thing.
mods?
I hear
I
people
think
talk
the
about
best thing about it
mods.
is mods with Skyrim is probably the best thing, but the base game is still pretty fun too.
It
What's
just
it?
needs mods to spice it up.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
Kind
even.
of like Halo 2 with mods. It's so much better.
I don't know. I know Aramel's addicted to mods on her Dragon Age thing. She's sending me pictures, of all her characters and whatnot. I've never modded a game. I don't even know how to mod a game.
Okay, so Nami, when you play Dragon Age, I'm
Mhm.
gonna need you to be fit. I need your game to be filled with mods. It needs to be something I've never seen before.
I don't even know.
Just have
Like,
a
I'm
giant
just like
folder.
nervous about downloading shit on my computer. I'm just like, wait, what? I have to download another thing, and it actually makes me annoyed when I have to download some stuff in addition to play. Why can't I just play the
Yeah.
game?
She came to me the other day asking, I was like, I want to delete this and that and the other. It doesn't downloading things slow your computer? So I was just like, no. And you got no need to delete that stuff. Even if you're not playing it, you should at least keep it installed in case you
Oh, whoops.
if your hard drive is full, it doesn't, slow your computer down. At least
I
for the
thought
most
maybe
part,
it did.
as long as you don't have like an actual hard drive. If you have a solid state drive, then it's not doing anything. But if you have an actual hard drive, then I would just recommend upgrading from this point. It's super cheap.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well-
Nami, I actually do recommend the same thing. Play Dragon Age Origins and look at the regular characters, and then tell me you don't want Aramel's characters after that. Then
Okay. Well, I do. We're waiting for her to get her drive. She's got a new drive and then she can download it unless I go and sub to the Origin, whatever, for the year. I think it's really cheap. I think it's like $30 or $60 or something like that. But we'll see. I always buy all these things. I have all these games, and I don't play them very much. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played Subnautica. Like, they already have a new Subnautica out, and it's a pretty nice game. It can be scary, but yeah, it's pretty nice because you're under the water, right? So, but it's pretty visually nice. Okay, whatever. Anyways, so I think we should wrap this up. I do want to mention that next weekend I am going to be doing, I'm not 100% exactly what I'm going to be giving away, but I know that I'm going to be giving away gift cards this season. I've in the past given away a lot of Star Wars stuff, but because I'm playing other games and whatnot, and there's new games coming out, I was thinking I'm kind of going into the gift cards thing. So it's either going to be, well, I know that it's going to be some $20 Amazon gift cards, as well as I know I have a BattleNet gift card as well. So I'm going to be giving, with regard to the Amazon ones, you just have to give me your email if you win so that it can be, sent to your email and whatnot. It's pretty damn quick, to be honest. I've given those away in my last giveaways, and people got it like instant, right away. So I'm going to be starting to give stuff away next weekend. I'm not sure which day. We're not going to have another podcast until January 5th, I think, is the first Sunday of the year. So until then, let's see. I want to say thank you to my co-host, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys next week for the gift cards. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I should tell Touchy do a 24-hour stream since he says it's so easy peasy.
Right, dude?
He's
so
like easy peasy and then dies the next day.
I know, right?
I was like, really now?
Really now.
I don't think 24 hour is easy peasy. I won't do a 24-hour, but I may do a 12-hour and give out a whole bunch of goodies and whatnot. So hopefully my co-host will definitely not Score, because Score will be away for the holidays.
I'll be gone. Yeah.
He's
I'm not coming
actually
back till
coming my
Christmas.
way. He's going.
Yeah.
Aren't you going to Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's actually getting closer to me, so that means I need to go over to East Coast,
Oof.
get away. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, well, I'll be flying back after a week, so does that mean you'll also be going back after
Yeah,
a week?
I'll
Is
have
that
my
how it
week
works?
vacation on the East Coast, and I'll be like, okay, it's safe to go home. Just
Oh,
kidding.
okay. Because, I just contaminate the West with my presence. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so what I want to show you guys really quick before I'm going to leave this, I started this, but now I'm going to end it. So in this cantina, and I don't know if it's this way on all the cantinas, but look, if you try to jump up here, the bouncer actually pulls you back. Now, I did it
Wait,
twice.
how is she still standing there?
Now that's the third time. I don't know how Cease got up there, but it's because he's focused on me. But when you jump up there the fourth time, well, the bouncer literally kicks you out of the club and shocks you. So I'm shocked and I'm outside the club. So in order to go back through, I have to go back in here and not touch the dancing lady that is like 100 feet tall.
Yeah, Cease is allowed to touch him, though, because
But I don't know why Cease is there, able to do that. How were you able to get in there? Because it
A
was
tactical distraction.
Magic.
he probably was stealth and then got up there or something.
It totally
Game
wasn't
mechanic.
because, it totally wasn't because he jumped up there right as soon as you got pulled.
Oh,
Totally wasn't that.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I was thinking there's another bouncer over there back. Oh, that's just for that dancer, I guess. I wonder. So anyway, that is kind of funny that it does that. Actually, it's pretty funny. It's his booty. So I thought that was pretty nice that, it's a great thing that they put in the game that if you try to get up there. I wonder how many people actually ever tried getting up there, though, to be honest. Only Cease would because he wanted that booty.
No, because you're trying to take a shortcut to where you need to go.
Oh, no, you tried jumping down to it. But
Okay,
anyways.
Do you actually walk on paths to your destination, or do you jump over things? Because I jump over things.
Well, I don't like to jump because it usually lands to my death. So, yeah, I pretty much
I think
go
you
along.
need to think about who you're talking to here, Cease. Nami does not jump unless it's absolutely
Okay, because
required.
she is the outlier, not me. Everybody jumps over things.
Wow, he just called me a liar, I think.
I said
Outlier.
outlier.
No, I know what you
Exception.
said. I'm joking. I was trying to make a joke.
That doesn't sound like a joke.
He's calling me a liar. Did you hear that, everyone? Bring a winter coat. Yeah, I'm actually cold right now.
Card. Jeez.
It's cold. Today was cold, like all day long. It's been
Okay,
kind of
what's-
chilly a
what's
little
the- What
bit.
temperature is it for
I
you?
know exactly. That's exactly what I was going to bring up. It's not like cold. I would say it's a little chilly. There you go. That's better said. It's
Was it 50
63 degrees.
60?
63 degrees.
Oh my god, you would die over here.
And
It's
tomorrow
29
is
degrees
68.
Right now.
Yeah, but it goes down to mid 40s at night.
It's
Oh,
31
my
here.
40s. Oh
It's also snowing here, so
Oh my god, I'm so jealous. No, I do like the cold, so don't get me wrong. It's just that, I don't know, my
Did you say you
allergies
wanted
are
to
so
snow
bad
too?
this year. So bad. I'm going to blame it Stubu, but, we aren't
Maybe
going
it's
to let
because
him
you're
know.
lacking snow. You just need to,
I
clear
love
up.
snow. I mean, I was in Iceland for 3 years when my dad was stationed there. So I'm pretty used to cold weather in Europe, but yeah, I don't know. It's maybe I'm just become accustomed to here. It doesn't mean that I don't want to be in the cold though. I'm just saying it's a little chilly. But then again, this is the girl that sits with t-shirts and shorts pretty much all year long. So now I
that's
don't.
what I
I
do.
actually have like sweatpants on. So.
Oh no, sweatpants in
Oh
63
my
degree
God,
weather.
sweatpants. Yeah, instead of shorts. So I haven't had I haven't been able to wear shorts. Although at night I do wear shorts, but
So Nami said she's gonna close off the stream with singing Santa Baby.
what?
Okay, go for it,
No. No.
please.
No.
I tried.
I did get on Twitch scenes yesterday, not gonna lie. And for some reason my mic didn't pick up anything. Whereas my oh look, this guy Aiden went up there. Look. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna
Jeez, come on, dude. Don't laugh at him.
He's like, wait a minute. I want to see him get kicked out. Jump
Yeah,
again.
he's gonna get kicked out. One more time, please.
One more time. Do it. He is going to do it. Come on.
He's gonna do it.
Oh, no, no, he's not. Wait, where did he go? Oh, wait. Where did he go?
Stopped. He stopped. Now he got kicked out.
Oh, my God. He stealth and got kicked out.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. Yo, look at this beer bottle right here. I didn't even know that there's a beer bottle or wine bottle sitting. Oh, it's a wine bottle just sitting right there. Look at that. Crazy. That is crazy. I didn't even know. That's pretty neat. Oh, there's one over here too. Never really looked up close. Wait, did the guy came back.
He came
Yeah,
back
he
and
gave
left.
up.
He's like, screw that. This guy is hacking.
Oh my goodness.
Cease is like, I'm just gonna stay here and AFK.
So what happens when you log out and log back in, Cease?
I should still be here.
You don't think you'll get instantly pulled by the bouncer?
Probably not.
You sure?
Let's see.
I don't think it updates.
I think we need to test this theory.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you should log out and log back in. So I think Airmail, are you ready to go do some Guardian leveling?
In Destiny?
No.
Oh,
No.
well. Any other Guardian is a lame Guardian.
Well, I know. She said no. Wait, she said in all caps no. I'm gonna assume that was those all cap no is to you, not me.
No, it's definitely to you.
No. No.
I'm pretty sure it's to you.
No.
I'm
I think
still
it's-
here, but a different instance.
Oh.
Oh, really? Oh.
Invite
right.
me.
Okay, switch to switch.
But
that's
Red,
for Nami.
I need an invite.
Oh. I gotta put on my UI. Alright, let's see.
Let's see. Just to make sure. Look at that guy.
Airmail's like, yes, that was for score. Obviously.
No, it wasn't. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, I saw you get pulled.
I
I
saw
saw
you.
something get pulled.
Yeah.
Probably from switching instances.
Uh,
If I did get pulled.
Yeah, because you said you came
I
in.
don't know. I'm still here.
No, you're still
oh,
there.
dang it.
Wait, who got pulled
bad.
then?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who got pulled.
Oh, he
It's sad.
tried to pull me, but I was immune, so yes.
He's
Of
like,
course,
I
Cease is
see
immune
you
to
coming
everything.
in. Cease, turn around so I can. Well, I can't even show it. He's got that new outfit. I don't think I can do it. Yeah, there you go. I can't get any closer than this, but he has the new outfit and the mask. I
Wait.
don't,
It's not a new outfit. It's just a new helmet.
new
Nami,
helmet.
why don't you do that thing that Sorks have? It's kind of like a grappling hook, but for allies.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Use the force storm thing so you can see better.
You going to fleet?
No. What I'm doing is going to go ahead and so Airmail, are you ready for me? So if you guys want to stay with us, Airmail and I are going to go over to Satil Sean, and we are leveling our guardians. We haven't done that for a while. We actually had we were leveling with RJ as well. However, RJ's computer died.
No,
Oh,
sad face.
Sad face. So that's why we haven't been able to see RJ for a while. But we are going to continue. I think he already finished a lot of the story already, though. He was waiting for us and just wanting to level, kind of with us.
Turn around so I can flag you.
I would be able to flag him on my other character. I just can't with this one. This is on this is on Starforge. This is my DPS. This is actually my very first tune I ever had. My DPS Sork. So, anyways, if you want to go ahead and log in, and guys, thank you so much for hanging out and whatnot.